The time has officially come. I don't know why I'm talking like this. This is just how I decided to do things. Anyway, hey, what's up, my Dokus? Jason, and welcoming you back to more Donkey Kong Bonanza. Last time, we finished up here in the canyon layer, getting every single Banandium gem as well as every single fossil in the area. I guess we also technically have some smashing stats done, which will get us some bonuses. So that's good. This time though, well, first things first. We're going to be buying some new outfits. Let's see, we have the dark blue breeches, as well as the traction breeches. Go ahead and buy all of these. We have the Bananza tie, which increases the amount of Bananza gained from gold. I don't know if I'll equip that, mainly just because I think the treasure tie is just going to be a lot more useful to us. As gold is kind of just a thing we can get anyway. This is the Giddy Up Canyon Get Up, which extends our Kong Bonanza time. Looks like we can get a few different versions of them. Ooh, and we have some new fur as well. Sunset Red. And Smoke Black. Well, now that we have them, let's go ahead and change, as I think it's time for a new outfit. Alright, so obviously, I'm just gonna keep the treasure necktie on. Let's go ahead and do Sunset Furs. I like the color red. Red will always be my favorite. Let's do the traction breeches. And for Pauline, let's go the gold canyon get up.
How's it look?
Go ahead and get rid of these news so we know we don't have any other new things going over. But now that we have all the outfits and obviously all the whatchamacallits, the fossils taken care of, let's head down to the next layer.
I think I know why Boyd and his crew are stealing the bananas. A fractone back there told me that they're melting down the bananas and using them for energy. Apparently, that big machine they're riding around in needs tons of energy to dig through the planet. Those thieves are gonna steal every last banana from the underground world. Can't let them do that, DK.
The Divide. Sublayer 400. Ooh. I guess it's been a few episodes since these initially, came through. Looks like we got ourselves another skill point. And it looks like we are definitely going to want to level up our Power Punch next. So, we'll definitely do that when the time comes. But yeah, this is the Divide. Pretty much here is like a choice of sorts. We have to go to both of the layers that will be beyond this point, but we can kind of choose what we want to do here. The road forks into two paths ahead. Only you know which way to go. But we're not going to be actually going towards these layers per se. We're going to take a little bit of a pit stop, as there is some stuff to do here in the divide. There's no fossils here, but there are 9 Banandium gems that we can collect. So we're gonna spend some time taking care of these Banandium gems, as you know, they're pretty simple to obtain. I mean, I guess depends on the person, but I'd say that they're pretty simple to obtain. So since I think a couple of them I think there's one of them that we can't actually get till later, but I could be completely wrong about that. That could just show up later. All right, let's go ahead and get that checkpoint for the center of the divide. Let's see. I'm going to just punch around this gold so we can just get some more. There is that shop, which we can utilize at any point. But if we head down this way, smash through here, and walk around, we can find ourselves a battle challenge.
Let's go.
And it looks like we have one single Croctoid inside this battle challenge. But what makes things interesting is the fact that we have to find a way to the Croctoid. It is sitting at the bottom, pretty much at the bottom of this area. So we have to find a path to the Croctoid, which just so happens to be right down here. And kaboom. Not too bad, honestly, as long as you don't waste time trying to get every single radish, you should be fine. I guess that wasn't a radish, that was a turnip. Alright, that takes care of that. So if we head up this way, and a little interesting fact, you can kind of see it down there. We punch through here. We'll find ourselves another Banandium gem. This one, we have to come over here and punch this stuff to make it create the platforms over here. So go ahead and punch this. Just keep punching over here. If you don't get it all, it's not a big deal, as long as you pretty much have a pathway, and that was not what I meant to do, but I'm lucky it worked out. Alright, go ahead and blast ourselves back up here, and let us keep going. Anything down here? Yes, actually. Ooh, there's another Banandium gem hidden. And it looks like we can just punch our way through all this, and this will give us access to that next Banandium gem. Anything hidden under here? Oh, it's actually a challenge course over here. Let's climb around this way, though. What if we do? Yet another Banandium gem. Alright, and then if we head back over this way, we can open up this challenge course and see what it has in store.
Challenge accepted.
Great Switcheroo Hall. Ah, I see the gimmick. Pretty much have to kind of create our own path through to get to each Banandium gem, as well as the well, I guess just creating paths. I don't know what I was going with that. There's no fossils in these challenge courses, so I don't know why I was thinking that we'd have to use it to go somewhere else. But there's our first Banandium gem. then part of me wants to think that that is a Bananza gem. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy this bottom part here. Right. Which will kind of create some platforms. And then bust through here. And yep, I was right. There is a Bananza gem there. Gets us yet another skill point. Which we're gonna, you know, still save for a little later. And then if we just kind of, you know, punch around here a little bit. Should be able to get enough leverage to where we can just punch our way through and get the last Bananza gem. All right. Okay, there's a warp gong there. We're not gonna worry about that right now, as we don't really need to, you know, teleport to any previous. Don't really need to teleport to any previous layers at the moment. Let's see. We can go ahead and create a platform here for us to climb up. And look, it's Rambi. And if we look up here,
Focus.
it's Mr. Cranky Kong. Oh, look whose big hairy mug finally turned up. This snubble isn't good. Oh wait, I guess he's... I don't know. Cranky's... The weird thing about Cranky is that it feels like a lot of his dialogue is repeated. I don't know why this is. Like, he talks about some new things, but other than that, it's like most of his dialogue feels like it's just repeated dialogue. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But as we can also see, there appears to be that quiz guy we met back in the lagoon layer, I think it was. Unless it was the canyon layer. One of the two. Well, welcome, one and all. It's time for Quest Tones with Quiz Tone. Ready to begin? Here we go. What do some of the salvager monkeys have attached to their fishing line? They have a magnet. Ding ding ding, you got it. They may be fishing, but they're not out for fish. A magnet is the best bait for reeking up sunken scrap. What was running wild inside the Bananza refinery? A mixer. The refinery is all the worse for wear. If Voidco has been monkeying with your tools, you'd better check your warranty. Just one question left. What gets restored when you sit on a chair or bench? Health. And we win ourselves another Bananza gem. Okay, what is our count looking like? Oh, that's all 9 of them. Alrighty, well then, we are ready to head on to the next layer, taking one of the branching paths. It does not matter which one you do. You will do both of these areas eventually. But for me, I think we're gonna go with the left path. Actually, you know what? No. We're not gonna go with the left path. We're gonna go with the right path. And the reason I say this is because on my first playthrough, I actually went the left path. So I think it would just feel right to, you know, switch things around and do the left or the right path. Or I guess I did the left path and it would feel right to do the right path. So yeah, you know what? We're gonna go the forest path.
Hey, I wanted to go this way too.
As you know, it helps balance things out for me because it feels like I'm not doing the exact same thing every single time. I mean, on my first playthrough, I literally 100%ed 100% of the lagoon layer and the canyon layer before I decided to just kind of rush the game. Not like rush, but like I decided to just kind of go through the areas, and then I went back during post game to 100% of each area. I'm doing that differently for the LP, obviously, but yeah. So just trying to, you know, keep things more interesting for me.
The farther we fall, the cleaner it gets.
Alright, well, we've ended up in the forest layer. Sublayer 600. Branched into the forest layer. And we finally get enough skill points to be able to level up our power punch. Awesome.
Hey, someone's over there.
Alright, well, I guess we can go ahead and get started in our, you know, investigation of this area. As, you know, we have much exploration to, you know, be done here. Obviously, you know, our full exploration of this area is going to be saved for a later time, but we can still kind of, you know, just investigate, see what all is around here. Specifically, it looks like we'll find our first Bananza gem just sitting right here. View from Featherfall Isle. Alright, go ahead and drop down. Is there anything kind of just hanging out around here? No. What's down here? Oh, there's a pathway. Okay. Well, if we throw that, that will create a vine bridge that we can use. And then we can head over here. Punch that. And that will give us access to this area. Let's see what's inside. Oh, it's a battle challenge.
Let's go.
Squealoid. Ah, it's these guys. Okay, so what we need to do is actually, since this stuff you cannot touch regularly with DK's punch because otherwise it hurts him. We just need to smack him away with some concrete. There we go. Banana.
And we're back.
Okay, anything around here? Nope. Alright. Oh. Well, it appears to be some people here. Beware those dreaded thorns. A word to the wise, dear guest. This seed has mysterious powers. When it strikes a tree, a branch will grow from the very spot it touches. I do hope you find this useful during your stay. Well, hopefully we will. Let's go ahead and just come over here. We're gonna take this to destroy this. And inside, there's a treasure chest with a map. This will tell us where one of our mini fossils is. And it appears there's a fossil right here. Looks like it's a beaver fossil. Something to actually discuss about this fossil, because specifically in this layer, this layer's fossils actually have a bit of a reference to Donkey Kong's past. Specifically, it is a reference to the common fossils are a reference to the boss fight, I believe in Donkey Kong Country 1. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I know it. I know it's from Donkey Kong Country 1. It's the beaver boss, and then the bit of the rare one is the Professor Pork, I think his name is. I could again be completely wrong about that. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments if I do end up being completely wrong about that. But yeah, that's kind of the very interesting thing about this, is that it's kind of a nice spot to put a reference. Alright, well, looks like this entire area is going to be filled with gold, so we can just kind of punch it around and be able to just break it and get a bunch of gold from it. So that's good. What is this? Is this just a cave? Like nothing else leading up to it? It's just a nice little cave, I guess. Alrighty then. Well, here's another one of these things with the Banandium gems. Or Banandium chips. We can kind of make use of it, but it's still gonna run around and try to get us to chase it, and that's just, you know, sometimes not fun. But I don't even notice if it tried to make anything. But we can go and hit that there, or actually first throw that there and then throw this at it. Okay. How about that? No? Maybe throw some wood at it then? Oh, there's a chest. Get another map from that. Let's try this again. Let's throw wood right there, and then throw this at it. There we go. That's what we needed to do to get up here to this Banandium gem. And that's yet another skill point that we can put towards our stuff. But we cannot do that right now because our skill points are still just a little too low. Alright, well, let's go ahead and listen to that, that ostrich who told us to throw this here, as it will create a path all the way over here towards our next section. Alright, go ahead and grab these Banandium chips. So, something I actually want to talk about here, because now that we're kind of getting into more and more of these layers and kind of seeing what these layers have to offer, I'm hearing what I hope is a plane or a helicopter outside, because if it's not, I'm not going to be thrilled, because there's no reason for some random person to be mowing at almost 11 o'clock at night. Just a shame. But no, something I wanted to kind of bring up, or I guess talk about, is I like how pretty much this game just feels a lot like a love letter to DK's past. Which is kind of funny because, like, you know, this game does take place after all of the Donkey Kong games. that have come out, like, you know, all the country games and all that, and it's kind of theorized that it could also take place, you know, before the entire Mario series, just by the fact that Pauline's 13 and there's no like canonical reason of her like being cast or like have a spell cast on her to being 13. You know, it's literally just that she's 13 in this game, which makes that theory kind of work out there. But specifically, it's just like, you know, the whole animal gimmick with the Bananzas, and how there's like different types of animals you'll come across on all of these layers, and even the Fractones. You know, it really just feels like it's kind of a love letter to to DK's past, because there's just so much stuff that gets kind of referenced here, and I really like that. I think that it's important to have continuity in a franchise, but also just like, you don't even have to, you know, completely copy canon events of games. You just kind of have to, you know, reference them in some case, which, you know, in DK's case, it's more just like remembering that the country games exist instead of, you know, acting like they didn't happen. That would have been a, you know, sucky thing to do. It's kind of like how, I guess it's kind of like how, you know, the Xenoblade games, while you don't technically need to play every Xenoblade game in order to enjoy the stories, because each game kind of has its own standalone story. What in the world? Oh, it's a path. Okay. Like, each game kind of has its own standalone story. You know, there is important story elements that will make a lot more sense to you when you understand, like, oh, this is referencing this game, or this story is kind of intertwined with this. What a thud you landed with. You rocked our world. Let us guess. You're looking for the Eggshell Hotel. If so, you should head to Bellhop Burb. That's where the hotel staff hangs out. Alright, well, I guess we'll go ahead and do that. It looks like over here we got some explosives. Go ahead and blow that guy up. And it'll give us a, he will give us a, God, whatchamacallit, a fossil. Alright. Well, looks like there's a, another battle, another battle challenge here, as well as another Banandium gem I can see, but I think we're gonna hold off on those for a little bit longer. Just because I want to make it over to the town here. Speaking of, there is a Banandium gem right there that we can go grab. 2 of them, in fact. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this one. But we've officially made it to Bellhop Burb. We have plenty of things we can look around here for, as well as, you know, making our way towards the, towards that Eggshell Hotel. So, I think next time on Donkey Kong Bonanza, we're going to make our way towards the Eggshell Hotel and see just what exactly is kind of going on in this place, as we don't really know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, sure you've out a ton. Make sure to subscribe dibbly if you've not already. And I will see you guys all later.